defend.
I think they're playing.
Stop it.
Yeah, okay. So we've got some people playing Smash Bros. We've got Bayonetta versus Rob here getting into it. I don't know who the players are. Okay, we've got Nibodax versus question mark.
I know that Austria
has on Austria. No wait, no they're not. They're from Belgium. So
because Austria does have two different Rob players. One is Sintro, which this definitely isn't. But there's also Alex, who I do recognise. I'm pretty sure. So yeah, I think I saw him in winner's side pools, and now I'm going to be seeing him taking a quick exit from the start of this crew battle. Bayonetta off the top. Bayonetta is one of Rob's hardest matchups, and I think a lot of thought will have gone into the blind picks for who do we send in first. And unfortunately, Austria lost that. They put Rob against the Bayo, and that's not good.
If you've got two Robs, I think your best bet is to start with Bayo, because you've got like a 2 out of 3 chance that you're going to have Bayo into Rob, which, as we've seen so far, is an incredible matchup. So this could be death right now, but finishes it with the back air, doesn't want to commit too badly for it.
Yeah, instead going for the back air as well, but Bayonetta's just streaming on through. Like, this is all going relatively okay. Of course, the winner of this does move on to fight Japan, a team so good that they had to reject Ashimo from it.
Oh my god, that is
But
insane.
hey, you want to prove at the end of the day, Austria, the host of VCA, they're big in the Smash world. They want to prove that the players are actually made of some serious stuff as well.
So at the moment, they're getting destroyed by... Oh my goodness, what
wow.
Version off of the down tilt. Alex, they're going to take the stock, going to even it up, not in terms of percent, but in terms of stocks. That gyro just beating out the ABK. And this is looking a lot more doable now for Alex after that first stock. That jab is very strong, but going to fall out of it. Great SDI there from Alex.
Yeah, the important thing to mention about Belgium is that they've just been destroyed by our downer. Well,
with that downer. It's gonna be ahead in this game. It was looking so dire like just a minute ago, but now Austria's winning. What?
Yeah, this is exactly how Alex was taking a game in pools as well, but just purely relying on the downer. I think he was against Nox Umbra and didn't win the game, but like was winning solidly for one of them, all thanks to them down there, if I've got that one right.
It's very strong and it comes a lot of space, so
it is very large, much like the character himself.
Indeed, which is why apparently this matchup is quite bad, but Alex getting the ABK into the back, that's gonna even up the stocks. This could go either way. Will we see a 0 to death Bayonetta combo just gonna take the forwarder though?
Yeah, oh wow, just barely missing the mark on that ABK in the up smash. Not quite enough to do it. This is at least...
anything will kill now.
Yeah, win or lose, at least they took the maximum amount of stocks before losing, but it looks like it may be Alex for Austria sealing the deal here, unless something big happens. Down throw into it there.
Gonna do it.
Good job,
Belgium. Alex. That first stock, I was like, oh, this is over. Belgium's going to absolutely sweep, but Alex proving herself. It's incredible.
And you know what? Very much backed into a corner as to who to send in next, because Austria does also have Sincho on the team. Another Rob. So at this point, it's like, right, well, mind you, the Bayonetta's gone, so Alex survives. I've taken a while to readjust to that one, because it's like, wow, you really did hold forth, because that took a lot of work.
Supposed to be their counter pick, and now their counter pick is out of the running, so what are they going to do?
So automatically, Austria's looking real nice here. The VCA host, they will be having our other Smash World Tour Platinum event alongside this Ultimate Wanted 4, so they definitely want to prove themselves as players. The thing with Belgium to note is that their best player is Super Striker, a Sonic player who signed up for this event and didn't show up in quite typical Super Striker fashion. So this is somewhat of a handicapped Belgian team, but we will see what can be offered by the new team of 3, which is made up of Yasmat, Zetros, and the eliminated Nibodax. I believe this is Zetros, because I saw Yasmat on stream earlier and was playing Min. So that's one to look forward to, but not just yet. Saving it to try and take out Sintro, perhaps.
Yeah, I mean, judging by that one MK Leo set, I feel like Rob probably does pretty well into Min. So you wouldn't want to be sending in the Min until you at least try and get rid of some of the Rob stocks.
Definitely.
So that's why we've seen Zetros as the pick here. Smart pick.
Yeah, it's like, it's not a massively winning matchup for Rob necessarily. It's probably a +1. Some might even say even, but when you're looking at it from a Min player's perspective, Rob is absolutely one of their worst matchups. Even if it's not that bad, Gyro just completely sails over the options they want to throw out, and having both laser and gyro means double the odds to just gimp a min recovery, which is very doable.
And in Cruise, you don't want to be losing any stocks, let alone, you know, just any stocks whatsoever. You don't really care about the game, you care about the stocks. So just the possibility of that edge guard from the gyro and the side B and all of the options that Rob has, you just don't want to be dealing with that. So we see Zetros here. Do you know who Zetros plays?
I don't currently, but I'm excited to find out.
Nice little surprise.
Especially if you're try and Rob counterpick maybe, but the Belgian scene is something that just hasn't really had much spotlight in general. I mean, their best player is famous for signing up to events and not going. So it's great to just see some people who are actually playing the game, and we'll learn about it on the spot. I think Nibodax is probably their number 2, but I guess Belgium's quite a unique place in general, where the whole country is like half Dutch-speaking people in the top and half French-speaking people in the bottom, and I don't think there's that great of a intersection between them in play.
Sense.
I think Super Striker's from the French-speaking side, and hello, he's watching. Hello, I have always loved Belgium.
I am a big fan of Belgium.
It's my favourite country in both the Dutch-speaking sides and the Flemish-speaking sides. Let's jazz it up for our watching audience.
Yeah, that'd be great.
But yeah, well, if you could tell us who Zetros plays, that'd be brilliant.
Yeah, we'll just get the info.
Greninja we're expecting. Okay.
Oh, okay.
That does make sense, actually, sending that in to try and dispatch of the Rob. Greninja, it's not like winning for Greninja, but the nice jump height is good for catching Rob out of the air and maybe getting
Rob
out
does like
combos.
to be floating about there.
Again, all
here we go, get into
Zetros has to do
to take his stocks. Yes, indeed.
That's right. All Zetros needs to do is take this stock without losing one of his own, and then boom, it's even. Yes, he gets counterpicked afterwards, but I mean, Austria has 2 Robs out of 3, so there's not much in the way of counterpicking anyway.
Indeed. Just gonna try and pick up the gyro there and not be to, you know, the classic gyro having the way bigger hitbox than it has any right to have. But Zetros, that's not gonna stop them and just keeping Rob at the ledge.
Yeah, and the up tilt's definitely no success from Rob. Greninja's such a low profile that you're really going to have to catch them in the air to land. Any hope of landing it? Oh, the side B is going to take a stop.
Oh my goodness!
Alex is doing his job, getting extra credit in this crew battle and carrying Austria by himself, despite having to make the comeback on Nibodax. Things are going well.
Already taken 4 stocks here, could be 5. Alex might just be the main man, the MVP of this crew battle here for Austria. Just building up the damage, it's basically even, but there's a stock between them.
Yeah, exactly, and just getting all of the ledge options covered as well. Zetros is frankly kind of struggling out there. There's a good forward air.
Move. Really wants to get this edge guard, does not want to have any more neutral happening because he just needs to get this over with. Needs to take this stock. Alex is just on fire, getting that bunker.
One thing I like though, he ran into the gyro, which made him go into the tumble animation, and he low profiled under a Rob laser. That's very funny. But that's a trick!
Oh my goodness, taking 5 stocks!
Alright,
incredible showing here from Alex. Zetros just really needs to take this stock to have any hope. And it's going to
there we go. I think Belgium right now, they're wanting to get Super Striker out on a private jet at this point.
Yeah.
See if there's any hope. But Zetros does take the stock in the end. He clearly doesn't look too satisfied. You can tell that on the face.
That's
but,
I don't know, mate. That happened, all right. So who's this we sending in for Belgium? For Austria now.
Well, Sintro is in the back, so that means we're getting Squirrel. I know they played Duck Hunt in the past. I don't know if they still do. but that would be very fun if that was the case.
I would like to see a bit of a duck hunt. You don't see many duck hunts these days, you know, so would be nice. Would be nice.
But yeah, with 2 stocks to make up, there is the one small factor of, if you're gonna count on a Min to make a 5-stock comeback, or a character to make a 5-stock comeback, yes, having a Min main on your team generally speaks well to you, because you just have the hope that the entirety of Austria doesn't know how to play against them. And in fairness, there are really no Min in Austria, to my knowledge. Might be counting on a Min sweep, but let's see if Zetros can take any stocks first.
I wonder if we'll just see, like, what's the really strong arms called again? I forget what it's called.
The Megawatt.
The Megawatt. I imagine if we'll just see all Megawatt the whole time, because it's like, I need to kill you instantly.
It's like, sorry, I've not got time for this.
Stocks. Yeah, exactly.
But we've still got some time before that emerges. Yeah, we've got Greninja. We were starting to see the right things in the end. Zetros' problem was to take too many trades in a situation where he was already losing. But the classic stuff like dash attack to some kind of forward air follow-up and the high jumps to catch people, it was all there. And certainly in perhaps a kinder character matchup here, we might get to see a little bit more of that.
Yeah, perhaps Zetros was just a little bit nervous. You know, you've got your entire country riding on your back here, so I'd be screaming, I'd be shouting, I'd be crying if I was put in this situation.
Shane's getting subbed into Team UK. Robbie AK-47
cannot make it. No, please, stop. No, don't put this pressure on me. So.
What do you mean, you main Pico? We'll be fine.
Oh, no. And then, yeah. So, I can entirely understand any sort of nervousness, any flubs that happen. It's entirely understandable when you have your entire country behind you.
I'm not sure how many players from Belgium and Austria there are in the venue in total. I think they're definitely entering into the crew battle the best that they've got, but not necessarily their top reps. Austria, of course, has their top 1, arguably top 2, at least, to the best of my knowledge. But that's a good bit of representation. I mean, the UK, there is exactly 3 players there, in stark contrast to the likes of Colossal that had just about everyone. You can never tell until the day, like there's... Team America has exactly 2 people following MVD's dropout, and so Tarek, well...
Yeah, Tarek, the American player, Tarek, yes, definitely.
Hey man, my name's Tarek, I'm from New Jersey, and I main Green Ninja.
Green Ninja, but like I also like Kazuya Mishima.
Kazuya Mishima wins. There you go.
He wins the game! Anyway, with those awful American accents out of the way, the music has started. We're about to get into this leg of the crew battle. Squirrel versus Zetros' last stock.
It's so funny sometimes when crew battles have like a solid 6 minutes of build-up for one stock.
Yeah, no right.
Let's see. It could well be Austria making...
Yeah, there's the duck hunt.
Oh, we've given him the UAE flag by mistake. Whoops.
Oopsies. Not quite the correct flag.
This is the Austria and United Arab Emirates team here at Ultima Wanted 3. Duck Hunt is indeed the character as we suspected, and right now finding a way to get straight past that fully charged water shuriken and keep the pressure on immediately.
Not much damage has happened in the first 30 seconds. It's been about 30 seconds. We've got 12% overall. I can imagine that this is going to be a pretty long stock, to be honest, here, because you've got Greninja with the high mobility, got the water shuriken, and the Duck Hunt just doesn't really want to be anywhere near you. They can fight from a distance.
Yeah, the game plan is becoming clear pretty quickly, because water shuriken, it's a great little long-range projectile that's annoying to deal with, but it doesn't do that much damage, and it will stop at the sight of the Duck Hunt can. The Duck Hunt can take several shurikens. Oh, definitely damage. Squirrel is simply hiding back behind that can, at least in the early stages of the game, because it's a perfect guard against water shuriken. But now that he's gotten so far ahead, he's now going to try and look for that kill with relative comfort.
That can was so nice, just getting exactly onto the ledge to catch the invincibility timer running out. Detro's off stage again. This is looking really dire.
Oh, actually, go to the can. It's great. All right, this is aggro duck hunt at the moment, which is not something you get to say very often. At 153, I guess you need it. Kaboom!
Up in the corner.
It's going good
again. Just about misses the camera, gets an upper. Detro's is only going to take 1 stock. It's a 3-stock lead here for Austria.
Yeah, this is serious business, and they have their best player in reserve as well. But at least one positive for us, it means that next we basically get an even game. Even if it doesn't even out the crew battle, we do get a straight 3-stock match between Squirrel's Duck Hunt duo and Belgium's Min Min Specialist. Here we are, the fist bumps in there already. I want to see, after all that defensive play at the start, can you hide behind the can to deal with Min Min's flailing arms?
I imagine Min Min does pretty well in this matchup, I can't lie. You can just literally go through all of the straps, all the setups that Duck Hunt's setting up just to hit him with their arms. And
that was the thing.
Duck Hunt is off stage. Duck Hunt's recovery is quite linear. There's not a hitbox on it or anything, so it's going to be easy to just get the arms down there. Kill Duck Hunt pretty early, so...
Water Shuriken could not go through the Duck Hunt can unless it was fully charged. Min Min can go through it with anything. At the very least, the Ram Ram, I think, automatically goes through it. Maybe the Megawatt stops to punch it away, but it would still punch it quite a severe distance. We'll see. We know that Spain and the UK and Ireland have already kicked off over on the Spanish stream, which is Mystic Squad, if you're looking for that one. We also have France taking on Switzerland on Solary, and USA with Australia are still underway on NTK. It's really a shame that we have to lose someone out of USA and Australia this soon. Because
there's no losers bracket, is there?
Yeah, that's just it. And the Australian players are, I think, some of the most interesting aspects of Ultimate Wanted 4, because you very, very rarely get to see any of them compete outside Australia. They're pretty much an unknown quantity, and they're instead getting fed to arguably one of the best regions for Smash in the world. Granted, they only have 2 Americans, but as substitutes go, Tarek is pretty good.
I'd take Tarek in most situations, I can't lie. He's a pretty good player in the game.
I would let Tarek represent the country of...
at the moment, it is 6-6, so good stuff to Australia so far. We'll have to see how they do. But we're not watching Australia versus America right now. We're watching Austria versus Belgium. And it's currently 6-3.
I would like to create my own country in my room, the Principality of Tarek Land, and Tarek can represent it by himself. Maybe I'll sub in as well as a second player. And that'll do. We might win because we've got Tarek.
We have got Tarek, to be fair.
But instead he's got Fatality and Base Mage, so that's... All we can say is at least they're on the same side of the bracket as the Japanese team, so Mexican, Spain and UK have a bit of breathing room. Maybe they seeded USA before they knew Tarek was a part of it. Here we go, though. Yasmat with the Min Min and Squirrel with the Duck Hunt.
I just saw Squirrel point a little bit. Yeah, something's gone wrong there. Will we see some form of... Is it an audio thing? It kind of looks like they're plugging headphones in.
Yep, so if we lose our game audio in the next few seconds, we know what they did.
Oh, okay, they've got to restart. I think they didn't mean to go to Northern Cave or something. I'm not quite sure what happened there.
This is the proper benefit of Wanted not following the EU standard stage rule set like every other country in EU. At least we get Northern Cave out of it. I love Northern Cave.
You get to see some cool
personally.
Stages, yeah.
It also means we've got Lilat in there, which make of that what you will.
It definitely, as not a player, it's kind of interesting. If I was a player, maybe not. But, to watch, very interesting, very cool. I'm a fan of
That's why we commentate at the end of the day. So let's get it going. The real deal, 6 stops from Austria, 3 stops for Belgium. Can Min Min sweep from behind, or is it all over? At least we get an even game to work things out.
Indeed, and we've got Those Who Fight in the background. I imagine that's probably what it was, because they've changed the music now.
Ah, true. Possibly on demand, we had to change that. But instead...
Squirrel just stuck at the ledge. I mean, you spend a lot of time at the ledge as Duck Hunt anyway, but against Min Min, don't think that's really where you want to be. But it's a little bit of conversion already.
Oh, did you see the way the Megawatt just completely shut down Duck Hunt's side B? Here's a brilliant punch.
It just got absolutely shattered. Oh, but Squirrel definitely taking advantage of that thing we all know about Min Min, which is not very strong if you jump in from in front of her. And as we can see here, an edge guard. Squirrel's taking the first stock, only losing 47%.
The Min Min sweep is not looking too good right now. Squirrel way ahead, and he's keeping up the aggro Duck Hunt because you can't really camp that effectively against Min Min. So he says, right, I'll just get on with it. I may not have Min Min experience, but you don't have Duck Hunt experience, let's face it.
I saw in the chat actually a little earlier that one of the better players in Austria is actually a Min Min. So...
let's not make any assumptions then.
Yeah, they do have some pretty good Min Min experience, and it's showing right now because Squirrel seems to have this matchup on lock. Yeah, just using the jump in from the head in front. Duck Hunt seems to be a very good weak tool in this matchup as well.
I think Megawatt's pretty much going to stay out at this point because it seems so effective at dealing with Duck Hunt projectiles. Like, yeah, you can ram and go through it, or I could just blast it out of the pitch with this Megawatt. Nice down tilt, but actually making it work.
Gonna get rid of the can there, just so that the pressure is a little bit easier for Min Min there, but it doesn't really look like it matters. It's kind of getting bodied, can't lie.
Yeah, looking set to take one stock at the very least. Things are more even than they were on that first stock. Like, Squirrel's left off the gas a little bit, but finding another kill regardless. This could be a really dominant win for Austria, only to be rewarded with a showdown against Japan.
Yeah, Squirrel looking so good. Wait, I thought that was going to be a game with Squirrel. Not going to be able to make it back to the stage without it being there.
Honestly, you've got the stocks to play with. Just go off there and try and trade with Min Min. Get the job done without Sintro even having to set up his control. You know, from that perspective, it would be great if Sintro didn't have to set up his controls. It'd probably take a solid 5 minutes.
To be fair, that Nair is so good in this matchup. It just it can get in on Min Min's face so well, and it's quite safe. Look
okay, really like the platform use though.
A lot of damage being done from the second stock here. Yasmat might be able to make a little bit of a comeback.
Oh, the MVP interrupts it. Did you forget about me? Fires the shot.
Always here. I am everywhere. That down tilt gonna hit both of them though. Your goat has no save, cannot save you now.
Oh, high recovery, really smart.
I love that. I love that so much. The situational awareness, and Yasmat just falls to his death. Unfortunate.
All right, well, we can certainly say that we've witnessed a crew battle in the Crew Battle World Cup. Belgium
really
appears to be showing up. It was a little lopsided in the end, but you wouldn't have thought it off the evidence of Game 1, at the very least.
Indeed.
Massive props to Alex for making a huge comeback in potentially a disadvantageous matchup, and I think Nibodax is generally a lot higher regarded as a player anyway. Alex is number 10 in Austria, if I'm not mistaken. So that in itself is really good going, and then was rewarded with the rest of the crew battle being a bit of a breeze.
Indeed. Well, again, that did just happen. That was 5-0. Very, very good showing there from Austria. So well done to them. They're going to be moving on to fight Japan in the next round. So
yeah, let's not overthink that part. Like
let's not think about it. Let's hope Austria double Rob. Okay, no, Zachary has definitely played a lot of Rob.
Yeah, we might get Rob.
Rob has the highest win rate, I think. It might be Steve now. I'm not quite sure, but I remember that stat. That was a stat at some point.
We'll see. All right, so you've got the other streams up. How are the other crew battles looking?
Most of them okay. The only one that's still going is the USA versus Australia. It's 4 stocks to the USA with 3 stocks for Australia. Strix is currently in with the Sephiroth against. That's
quite interesting. Do we know who the USA's got left?
I have absolutely no idea.
That's very fair. Meanwhile, breaking news: France is gone on home ground. France got last place in the crew battle. Oops.
Sounds
And
like they didn't
Switzerland
do the
moves
little
on.
tricks that I was talking about earlier.
Yeah,
They
no
probably
gluing
did
in
send in who they said they were going to